And what will it be today, sir?
Hey there, Maestro. Making a bourbon neat.
Excellent choice. One bourbon neat.
Thank you, sir.
And how might you be paying today, sir? Cash or plastic?
Let's see. Today I'll be paying with metal.
What's cracking, guys? Ray here again with the Club Global, teaching men around the world to be men of the world. And today, we're going to talk dirty. We're going to talk about credit cards and why it is that so many millennials and boomers are terrified of credit cards and why you shouldn't be and how you should use them. Let's get started. There's sort of three experience levels of credit cards, right? It's total newbie who screws themselves over, racks up tons of debt, has to close the card and do some kind of payment option with their credit card company to try and get that debt down, all right? The second level is folks who learn from that mistake and say, all right, credit cards are bad, debt is bad, never gonna have a credit card again. Any money I spend is just coming right out of my checking account and that's it. Third level is when you master the use of credit cards and you are responsible at using them and paying them and understand that the benefits of using them are fantastic and you exploit the hell out of them. So first and foremost, why are credit cards a dirty topic? Why are we so terrified of credit cards? Well, there are three main reasons that I can think of. One, millennials are terrible at personal finance and handling debt. Two, our parents taught us that credit cards are the devil. And three, the reason for that is because our parents were terrible with credit and personal finance and didn't pass any good knowledge on to us about how to handle them. So I want to talk about, first of all, the benefits of credit cards. Because there is this misconception that credit cards are awful and the only reason people ever have credit cards is so they can rack up debt and spend more money than they actually have and just ruin their lives. That's not true. We actually live in a great time for credit cards because unlike in the past, credit cards offer a ton of benefits that were not available 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now the real meat and potatoes here. Why are we afraid of credit cards? Why are our parents afraid of credit cards? Why are we taught that credit cards are awful and we should not use them? Well, it's simply because of irresponsible personal finance management, all right? Credit cards are not bad if you use them responsibly, all right? The reason why folks think credit cards are bad is because you use them and then you don't pay them off and then you get hit with finance charges. And a lot of credit cards have very, very high interest rates on these finance charges. We're talking 17 to 25%. That's insane. But it's not a problem if it could be 1,000%, honestly. As long as you're paying your credit card responsibly, then it doesn't friggin' matter what the annual percentage rate is on your interest for these cards. Because the idea is that you're gonna be paying them every month, all right? You don't spend with your credit card money that you don't have. So I have 6 credit cards and I spend pretty much 100% of all my expenses on credit cards. And at the end of the month, when I get my statement for my credit card bills, there is a statement balance number. I pay that number every single month out of my checking account. So I am never running over a balance every month on my credit cards. So I'm never hit with any finance charges. And that is the intelligent way to use credit cards. You're never paying any more than you spent and you are getting all the benefits of using credit cards. Now let's talk about a couple of the benefits. First of all, having good credit is valuable, especially if you ever want to get a loan, you want to buy a house, anything like that. Your credit's going to be important. Credit cards are a fantastic and pretty easy way to help build up your credit. And it's a diversification in your credit portfolio that banks, lenders are going to want to see when you apply for a loan. So that in and of itself makes at least a cursory knowledge and use of credit cards beneficial to you. So I mentioned earlier, we kind of live in a great time for loyalty, rewards, all kinds of benefits for credit cards. There is a litany of cards out there that offer you tons of benefits that just paying cash or using your debit card everywhere is never going to reward you. So we're millennials, right? We love to travel and adventure, right? Everybody's got to have that Instagram pic of outside of a plane window because they're going somewhere cool. Oh, where are they traveling to? You know, that's awesome. We're able to do that stuff. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that for free? Well, there are a ton of cards that offer you rewards points for travel. You just use the credit card when you buy stuff. Every dollar you spend, you get points. Easy as that. You use these points to buy plane tickets, to book hotels, all right? A lot of these cards have sign-up promotional bonuses. You get 75, 100,000 points when you spend $2,000 on it in the first 3 months, which everyone does, right? You put your rent on it for 1 or 2 months and you're good to go. Then you have all these points. You can buy first class tickets to Europe if you want, whatever. All on points. You're not wasting your money out of it. And that right there is a great benefit. Other cards offer you cash back rewards, which is also awesome, right? You get like 1.5% on everything you spend, or if you eat at a restaurant or you buy something from the drugstore, you're getting 3%. Some people even give you 5% on paying for travel purchases. That's amazing. Think about that. Every $1,000 you spend, you're getting $50 back. All right, do that a bunch of times a year, you get a pretty good stipend by the end of the year. Now, those are the super tangible, obvious rewards benefits. But there are other, less obvious benefits that make using a credit card really, really awesome. A lot of credit cards offer tons of insurance and protections for your purchases. You ever bought something from whatever, some weird shady website, or somebody stole your card information or whatever, you know, somehow you want your money back and you can't get it back. Your bank's like, sorry, can't help you out. You know, this is an ACH charge, whatever, we can't get your money back or anything. Well, with credit cards, you have tons of purchase protection. If you bought something you don't like or it's broken, you can't get a hold of the original vendor to get your money back, you can get your money back through Chase, through American Express, through Capital One, whoever. On top of that, a lot of these travel rewards cards offer you great benefits for traveling. You get primary insurance coverage on a car that you rent if you pay for it with that card. That means if you rent a car from Enterprise or whatever and you use that card to pay for it and then you wreck the damn thing, you don't gotta call up Progressive or whoever and say, hey, I just totaled this rental car and you gotta pay this bogus, high premium deductible, whatever, to get the car fixed. Instead, you just call up Chase Bank or you call up Capital One and say, hey, I rented this car using my travel card and I wrecked it, and they take care of it for you. This goes for if you have any lost luggage due to some snafu with the airline, right? If you lose money while you're traveling, all right? You don't get transaction fees if you're trying to use your card in a foreign country. There's just a litany of benefits to these travel cards, all right? It's fantastic. Look into the fine print and see how much awesome stuff these cards offer you. And if you use them responsibly, you're doing great. Now, one of the arguments about these cards, and when folks talk about the benefits of them, people will say, oh yeah, you think you're smarter than these huge Fortune 500 banking companies that are putting up these credit cards? They're obviously making money off you somehow. Well, believe it or not, if you're using these correctly, yes, you are smarter than them. Because these credit card companies put out these cards with these cool rewards and loyalty points and everything else with the idea in mind that you're going to be an irresponsible credit card user. You're not going to pay them off every single month, and you're going to owe them finance charges. That's where they make their money. They make their money on irresponsible credit card users who don't pay the balance every month. And then they owe that 17 to 25% finance charge, and it racks up and it racks up and it racks up. If you're paying yours every month and you're using the benefits to the fullest, you're screwing those banks. Trust me. There's actually a reason why a lot of these banks have reeled back the past couple of years on these rewards programs, because there's a number of folks who have gotten wise to exploiting these programs and being responsible using their cards. So these banks are losing money on these people. Be one of those guys. Be the smart guy who takes advantage of a great opportunity these credit cards can offer you. Don't be the guy who gets some credit card, maxes the thing out, never pays it off, and then just keeps on owing and owing money to the bank, giving them free cash. Don't do that. So we've talked about building credit with credit cards. We've talked about rewards and how you can travel for free with credit cards or get cash back with your purchases. We've talked about the benefits and protections that cards offer you: purchase protection, travel protection, all kinds of insurance for rental cars, for your luggage, for your everything else, right? So why the hell wouldn't you? Why the hell wouldn't you? All right. Some of the really awesome cards have a yearly fee, maybe it's $100. Some of the really extreme ones are like $400. But I'll tell you what, if you're using these cards properly, those fees don't matter. You're getting way more value out of the card than $100 a year. Paying for the thing is going to hurt you. But take baby steps, all right? I'm not saying that everyone should just be jumping on the boat with credit cards. Some people need to learn some good personal finance habits, right? Walk, don't run. That will be for a different video. We'll talk more about personal finance. This particular video is specifically about credit cards, why you shouldn't down them and trash them and think that credit cards are awful. Anybody who has them and uses them is just irresponsible, doesn't know what they're doing. That's not the case. Credit cards are upper level, right? Upper tier personal finance use. Once you have a specific expertise in managing your personal finances and you're responsible with your money, credit cards could be an extremely powerful tool in your arsenal of personal finance, where you can spend money and get free stuff, right? Have protections for the stuff that you buy, or even protections for the stuff that you buy with the rewards points that you didn't pay any money for, all right? Credit cards are great. Just understand the responsibility in using them, because you can get pretty horrible with credit cards. People get pretty upside down with credit cards. This video is about how you should not do that and just pay them responsibly, all right? Don't use your credit card to buy stuff you can't afford, all right? Don't use your credit card to buy extravagant stuff you wouldn't normally buy with your own money, all right? Think of this card like it's your debit card. The money that you take out of this thing is only money that you have in your bank account. It's only what you can afford. That's it. You're not racking up debt on your credit card. So keep that in mind. And man, that's pretty much it, all right? Credit cards, they're good. Don't be afraid of them. Learn how to use them responsibly, okay? They are not the devil, all right? Don't listen to Dave Ramsey telling you should never ever have credit cards. Credit cards are terrible, all right? It's awful debt. He'll use statistics that say rich people typically don't have credit cards. Well, do you want to be typical or do you want to be extraordinary? I'm telling you, there is a lot of benefits to be had using credit cards that not enough folks are taking advantage of. You can be one of those people. Trust me. So with that said, credit cards are good. Just know how to use them responsibly. With that, this is Ray from the Club Global signing out.